Hi guys, it's Dana from Bright Red Marketing. I want to show you a really cool trick if you are trying to really get a good idea of who your target market is, where they're hanging out on Facebook, and how you can really start to target them in a really quite powerful way. So I'm just in the Business Manager, but if you just log into your Adverts Manager, it will have all of these options. So if you go to All Tools, and it's under Audience Insights. Now, this is slightly different from your insights on your actual Facebook page, but it's an incredibly powerful tool. So open that up and you'll see this screen. So I like to go everyone on Facebook if I am looking at targeting for ads. It is also quite cool to see what's happening on your page as well, but we're going to stick with everyone on Facebook. Now, there's some really powerful stuff in here, guys. So I'm in Australia, so I want to set this up to be Australia. You can go by city, you can go by state, you can go internationally. I could go internationally because I have got quite a few clients overseas at the moment, which is really cool, and I'm loving working with them. But just for this demonstration, I just want to show you how this works. Now, I normally work with a little bit of a younger crowd, but not too young. So I'm just going to stop that at 50. Now I'm going to put in here, let's go Marie Forleo, because she's cool, people like her, and she's got some awesome stuff. So essentially what this is doing is showing me who likes other people's pages and really getting an idea of their demographics. So we'll see here that most of her target audience are 35 to 44-year-old women. She does have quite a male heavy audience as well, which is really awesome to see. Oh, no, never mind. She's got 11% versus 89%, so she's definitely a female-dominated market. If you're in the US, there's some really cool data that will come up here under lifestyle. We don't have as much of that information in Australia yet. So down here at education level, so 71% of her people are university graduates, which is really cool when you think about your targeting in terms of what kind of programs you're offering, and kind of really getting an idea of what's happening. Also really interesting to note that most of her audience is married. Now where it starts to get cool is looking down here in terms of job titles. So, 42% of her people are in management, 31% are in arts, entertainment, sport, and media. Now, across here, we can go to page likes. Now, this is really cool if you're looking at targeting based on interests. So you can come down here and see that, the top organization that people that follow Marie also follow is the Female Entrepreneur Association, especially in Australia, because that's quite a massive thing. In terms of entrepreneurs, there's things like Jack Delosa and Gary Vee, who are both brilliant entrepreneurs. So it's really cool to kind of start to expand out your targeting. So you might sit there and go, okay, well, I know my people really like this. But when you start to kind of narrow that down and you really want to get really clear on who your target market is, it can be cool to come into something like this and go, okay, well, I hadn't really thought about that, but maybe I want to target people that like Marie, but they also like Deepak Chopra. So you can really start to segment down your market. Location just shows you where they all live. So most of her people are in Melbourne. And then you come over here, activity, and you can see that they like posts, they're commenting, you can see what kind of devices they're on. So it's just really cool information. So let's say, for example, you are not in the marketing entrepreneur kind of coaching space, and instead you are a bakery. So you might come down here and go cupcakes. So we're going to go sprinkle cupcakes. And we're going to go back over here to demographics. So now you can see that it's almost entirely a female demographic. But if we go over to page likes, okay, so it's not going to come up because we haven't got enough. Let's just drop this out. So we're just going to see worldwide what happens. So you can really start to see that people who like cupcakes also like lots of other places. But what can be really cool is you can see what kind of beauty brands they like. You can see what kind of other companies they like. So people who like cupcakes also like reading. So it's just a really clever way of identifying your audience, but really kind of narrowing that down. Because with any kind of targeting, you really want to make sure that you're not just targeting a broad audience. So if you sit there and say, oh, but I can work with anyone, your business is never going to do very well. The best thing you can do with your targeting is to be really specific. You know, the more specific you can be, the more the people on the other end of your conversation are going to feel like you're talking directly to them. And the more you can do that, the better your business will go and the better your business will succeed. Let's just go and try something else. So say you are a health practitioner. You know, you're like a chiropractor or a doctor or something. What if we type in Panadol? So we're going Panadol, Australia. So you can see here some of the really big companies that people are more likely to like. If you are a builder or a landscape designer, let's have a look. Something going to come up. So you can kind of just start by typing in, you know, keywords and things and just kind of see what comes up. You might be a restaurant, so you might want to type in MasterChef. And you can see all of the different things that people are liking. So if we're going to go MasterChef and you're in Australia, you can see what other people who like MasterChef like. So it's not always very specific. It's not always going to be helpful for you. Hang on, let's get rid of that. That's why it's a bit weird. So you can kind of start to see where people are hanging out. There was a really interesting study done a little while back that said that, I have to find the article and I'll share it with you guys a little bit later. But essentially it was, you know, you can tell who likes certain things by the other pages that they're liking. So it might be two totally unrelated things. So it could be that you want to target people who like MasterChef and they like Kmart Australia. That could be your thing. And what happens is you're now targeting a very specific group of people. So it's just a really interesting way to kind of delve into your targeting a little bit deeper and really see what's happening, how they engage with people, what their demographics are, and really just getting a really clear idea of who it is that you're targeting. And then you can start to create content around those people and their interests. So for example, if you were a restaurant and you were struggling for content, you can sit there and go, okay, well, I know they like all these other things. So they like furniture and they like homeware things. So even though you're doing cooking, you can still post some of those other lifestyle things, which is really, really cool. So if you've got any questions, comment on the video. I'll get back to you, and happy targeting.